Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the Cameras Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood, and I'm here with Reeyaz Habib with his movie The Fat Panda. Let's take a look at a clip.
You didn't go to work? What were you doing all day? How are we supposed to pay the rent?
I just don't know how much longer I can take it.
Ask him. He's your brother. He'll give you the
He'll
money.
hold it over me for the rest of my life.
Do it. Ow!
Remember when I told you that the universe whispered into my ear? Well, it did again. We shoot guerrilla style outside of the Fat Panda. You storm the truck. I shout action. You have a gun. I tie up the girl. We take the till, and we have enough footage and cash to make a film.
Congratulations on your film.
Thank you.
And welcome to the studio.
Pleasure to be here.
For those that haven't had the pleasure of seeing The Fat Panda, tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Sure. It's a story about two guys that are really lost in the fabric of Los Angeles. They're both very creative, but for different reasons. They just can't seem to find success, and they blame it on different things. And so with that in mind, they really decide to take it upon themselves and find a way to express themselves creatively. However, that's going to require money. And in order to come up with the money, they come across a food truck that happens to be doing very well. And for one reason or another, they decide to hold it up, except when they do hold it up, that they realize that they are in way deeper than they expected. Not only with the owner of the food truck, who happens to be very temperamental and very violent, but with the police, who happen to be very hungry and want to get food from the Fat Panda.
I mean, how would you not want to watch that? It's so intriguing. Having watched it myself, you have no idea what journey of how it starts to how it finishes. It's truly unbelievable. Like, I was like, oh my goodness me, I can't believe all this happened. Now, you co-wrote and directed this. Where did the inspiration come from making the film? Was it based on true experiences, or?
It's not based on true experiences. I think we can empathize with the characters.
Yes.
In that, I'm in a creative endeavor myself, and it's hard to get people to pay attention to you.
Of course.
It's hard to come up with the money to make what you want to make.
Yep.
And at the same time, the story is also about parental baggage, in that they're, that's what's driving them and driving their insecurities. So I think it's something that everyone can relate to, and that's where the genesis of the character development came from.
That's great. And you had a great cast, and there's some very, obviously they're in a certain state of mind, the characters, but then they have to react to these insane circumstances. How did you come about bringing your cast together?
The cast is Christian Henley is a recently graduated student from the School of Dramatic Arts at USC. Chris Lugo is an actor trying to break into the industry that we just cast on one of the sites. Leslie Hu is actually an established actress in Taiwan who flew down for this because she's got a connection to Auntie.
Fantastic.
And so it was basically just looking into our own personal connections, as well as reaching out to people to see who would be interested in making it. But yeah.
I have to say, how do you make a runaway truck movie independent level? Like, how do you do that? Like, I was just like, wow, this whole journey you took us on in this food truck, and there's this like epic sort of like car chase almost journey. How do you make that happen? So
the truck never moves.
Never moves. Didn't even realize that.
And I think that speaks to Auntie Cheng's ability as a cinematographer.
Wow.
He's a magician with that camera.
I was magic to me.
Yeah. So that truck never moves. There's never car chases. It's all stable.
Wow.
So yeah, I've got to hand that to Auntie. I mean, he's just great with the camera.
No, it's amazing. What was your biggest challenge in making the film?
Time and money, and the fact that everything was guerrilla. And so, finding a quiet place on the street to be able to shoot. Some of the stuff's at night, and so we wanted to make sure we weren't disturbing the neighbors.
And you had epic scenes as well.
And we had epic scenes, and we had cops, and we had cop lights, and we had a shootout. And so number one was, ensuring everyone was safe. Number two, being respectful of our environment. And number three, not getting in trouble with anyone.
Yeah, no. Honestly, when you see the film, you can't believe how the things you had to go through to get away with it, and the fact that it's all guerrilla is quite fantastic. What's it like to have your film recognized and selected by New Filmmakers Los Angeles, LA?
It's incredibly validating because I mean, making films is hard. It takes a lot out of you emotionally, physically, and so to actually have it then on a big screen being watched by other people is incredibly gratifying, and it sort of helps fill up the tank to go on that journey again. So it really meant, I think, a lot to everyone in the cast and crew to finally get it done and then get it out there.
Well, I'm going to be very skeptical if I've ever come across a truck that has no rice. This is always going to be
Watch out.
Watch out. Okay.
Yeah.
What is next for you, Reeyaz?
Well, I'm still in film school, and so part of that is getting several feature scripts done, writing the feature script for my micro budget indie, and so I'm going to be focusing on that for the next 6 months, and then once that's done, it's basically going to be getting into pre-production for whatever that indie feature looks like.
Well, that's fantastic, and obviously you're from the wonderful Toronto, Canada. Hopefully we've stolen you here now and you're making films in Los Angeles, which is good. But we very much look forward to seeing much more of your work, Reeyaz. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You got to watch The Vat Panda. It's brilliant.
Wonderful. Thank you.